Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Able Carry Daily Plus backpack. And I was a big fan of the original Daily backpack, so I was excited to see that this was more of an evolution than a complete redesign of the bag. It's slightly bigger and the layout has been updated, but it keeps a lot of what I liked about the original. And so in this video, I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to use this over the past couple of weeks. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, the appearance here is very similar to the original Daily backpack, so it has a pretty modern, techy, and slightly minimal vibe. It does have some webbing along the bottom and the sides that give it a slightly tactical vibe, but not overwhelmingly so. I think it's a versatile look that is going to work well in a variety of environments, whether you're exploring a city, traveling, going into the outdoors, or even taking this into the office. As far as the materials, the bag feels very solidly built. Able Carry always does a great job of using rugged and premium materials. The exterior fabric here is a VX42 XPAC that not only feels like it's going to hold up well to rougher usage, but also offer plenty of weather resistance. Beyond that, you have Hypalon zipper pulls, really premium webbing all around the bag, and then some really great YKK zippers, including an aqua-guarded one for the main compartment. Continuing along the outside of the bag, as I was mentioning, there is some webbing that gives you some added functionality. It provides attachment points at a couple of different spots throughout the bag. These are typically what I would pair with something like a hero clip or a carabiner to clip on my hand sanitizer. So you have some larger ones here along the side of the bag and then some at the top that are near the handle, which is also really premium and comfortable feeling. It's got kind of a seatbelt-like material. Doesn't feel like it's gonna tear, comfortable to hold. So really nice sort of functionality here. And then along the bottom, you can see the Able Carry logo on some of the webbing. It's pretty subtle and out of the way, which I like. And then you also have the A-frame system that Able Carry is well known for. So this is some of the webbing that comes along the bottom here that helps prevent the bag from getting saggy when it's loaded up with a lot of stuff, and also just keeps it looking full even when there's not that much stuff in it, so it maintains the silhouette of the bag, which I think works really well. And then taking a look at the capacity, this version of the bag comes in at about 21 liters, which is slightly bigger than the 20 liters of the Daily backpack, which is also still available. It's not a huge difference, but you can tell once you load everything up that you have a little more space, which is nice, but it still maintains a really great EDC sort of silhouette. It hugs your back nicely and is going to be great for navigating crowded areas, jumping onto public transit, and carrying onto pretty much any domestic or international airline. Taking a look at the harness system, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. This is an area where Able Carry typically excels. I really like how the straps have been implemented here. They have plenty of padding that's really thick and comfortable right out of the box. On the inside, they have a nice fabric that should help prevent moisture from building up. And then the straps also have a nice width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. On the straps, you have a little Hypalon loop, which might be a good spot to maybe hang your sunglasses or clip on some additional accessories. And then you have an adjustable and removable sternum strap to help distribute the weight that also has a magnetic buckle that makes it very easy to open and attach this. Moving into the back paneling, this has also been really comfortable. You have a similar type of padding to what we saw on the straps, so it's pretty robust, well distributed all throughout. I like that there's also a good amount of elevation here to create these air channels to provide you with ventilation and airflow while you're walking around. The last thing I'll call out while we're on the back is that there are a couple of attachment points near the top and bottom that you can pair with accessories that aren't included with the bag, but these ones here on the bottom feel like they'll be able to pair with a variety of the waist straps that I've seen on other Daily bags. And then, although I was sad that the bag doesn't include its own luggage pass-through, using these attachment points here, I could pair it with some of the third-party straps that I've used in the past to create my own luggage pass-through so that I could still rest this on a suitcase while traveling to save some weight on my back. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag keeps things pretty simple, but there are some nice updates over the Daily version of the backpack. Starting off on the front, you have a nice zippered quick access pocket, and I like the orientation on this pocket as it allows you to swing the bag around while you're still wearing it. and grab whatever is on the inside. And this offers a pretty good amount of space. You can see that I haven't even completely packed it out, so I could still toss in my phone or my wallet or some of the things that I might be carrying while going through TSA. Enough space to even hold something like my Tom Bin Ghost Wool pouch, maybe the Evergoods Cap 1, or just, a pair of gloves, a hat. I really like that there's just an open space for me to use here, but then they've also added some internal organization, which is always great in these type of pockets, so that when the bag is standing up, everything doesn't automatically slide down to the bottom. So here you have a pretty large slip pocket. It's made out of this nice elastic material, and this was able to hold my sunglasses with their case. And then above that, you have a zippered pocket. This also has a really nice elastic material. It's not a mesh that you can see through, but still really high quality. A good amount of space here. This can go about the depth of my fingertips, a perfect spot for tech accessories like a lightning cable with a power brick. And then I also have my Apple AirPods. And then the last thing in this compartment is also a pretty long lanyard here with a carabiner. That's gonna be a great spot for keys or a multi-tool. And I like that this can actually be removed if you don't wanna use it. The next area we're going to be taking a look at is Able Carry's take on a water bottle pocket. This is probably the biggest change from the daily version. This is what kind of makes it the plus edition. This is similar to what we saw with the Able Carry Max, where you don't have a traditional external water bottle pocket. You have a larger zippered compartment that is meant to hold a water bottle. So this reminds me a little bit of something like Tom Bin in addition to the Max. XPAC does something like this. So it's an interesting system that I think can work well. I was able to fit the same 20-ounce water bottle that you see in a lot of my other videos. Fits in there pretty comfortably. You can see that there's still some leftover space, so I could probably fit a slightly larger water bottle if I wanted to. I could leave this open if I want to grab it more quickly. And yeah, so there's some interesting pros and cons to this type of system. I feel like it does take a little bit more effort to get to your water bottle when you need to. It also takes up some space in the main area. You can kind of see it taking up a little bit of the volume, but it does feel maybe a little bit more balanced. It's not completely hanging off the side, and it does give the bag an overall sleeker appearance. So, it really just kind of depends on your preferences for this type of pocket. One of my favorite things about this style is that it can just be used as a regular pocket for other stuff. If you have pouches or other kind of taller accessories that you want to store, this actually zips up and provides a good amount of protection. So for the additional flexibility, I definitely think it makes sense. I like that it can still hold my water bottle and that it doesn't take up a ton of additional space from the main compartment. On the back, you have an additional almost hidden zippered pocket that was present on some of Able Carry's other bags. I believe the Max backpack and the daily backpack both had this. This works pretty well for any slimmer items that you might want to store or grab more regularly. I currently just have a Field Notes notebook in here, but this is a good spot for a wallet, some extra cash, maybe your phone, a passport, anything that you want to make just a little bit more difficult for pickpockets to get to. However, if you place anything too bulky in here, you might start to feel a little bit of discomfort when you're actually wearing the bag. Moving into the main compartment, this is pretty much a top-loading bag, but the zippers do go down a decent amount, so you still have nice visibility into the main area. And even though this comes in at 21 liters, because of its simpler layout, it still holds a pretty decent amount. I like that the lining is fairly light as well to give you some contrast, make it easier to see into the bag. And because of the simpler layout, it can handle bulkier items well. You can see that I have this pretty packed out to capacity with the items that I typically have. So diving in, I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones with their hard shell case. I have my DJI Mavic Mini also with a case. I have the Evergoods Civic Access pouch, 1 liter. And then I also have the 2 liter Evergoods Civic pouch as well, which is kind of my go-to for remote work to place next to me. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. This does come up a decent amount, so this would also allow me to use it for minimal travel. If I wanted to toss in a packing cube, a dock kit, an extra pair of shoes, I could definitely use this for a weekend trip. In this main area, you do have some additional organization. Starting off on the lid of the compartment, you have a zippered pocket that offers a good amount of space for smaller items that you don't want falling into the main area. At the moment, what I have here is my GoPro, as well as an additional portable battery. And then next to that, the layout is slightly updated from the original daily backpack. It used to have kind of a taller slip pocket, which was where I would place my sunglasses. This is the area that actually is where the water bottle kind of plays in. Once this area is filled out, this starts to kind of come out and might take up some of the volume, so you no longer have that internal slip pocket. That space goes to the water bottle area, which I think makes sense. I prefer to have this separate compartment, particularly for a water bottle or a wet umbrella, something that I don't want kind of touching the rest of the stuff in here. So I think it's a fair trade-off. And then on the back, you have a couple of small slots that you can use for a pen or a stylus. I just have a pen here in one of them. And you have kind of 4 slots, which is interesting. Don't typically have that many things with me. And then on the other side, I attached a flashlight, which I kind of clipped onto there. You might be able to use the actual flashlight in the slip pocket. It does have some elasticity, so it's a little bit tighter. Don't know if it's actually meant for that, but it does work for something of this size. And then you have a couple of elastic slip pockets here. These have a really nice soft material, similar to what we saw in the front compartment of the bag. So this one here is pretty shallow. It's good for maybe just some smaller cables. Power brick, maybe your laptop charger can kind of go in here. Behind that you have a tablet-sized sleeve. Currently what I have here is my iPad mini, but this should be able to fit a 10 or 11 inch tablet pretty comfortably. Probably not the 12 inches, but still good size for most tablets. And then on the back, you have a pretty well padded and suspended laptop sleeve. This is pulled up off the bottom a little bit, so if you happen to place your device in a little bit harder, it's not making contact with the ground. I like that this padding here is a little bit thicker than a typical slip pocket, so it does feel like it's gonna provide some protection. One thing that I struggle with this style of bag is having the laptop compartment in the main area, particularly if you have a taller device. I have a 13-inch MacBook Air in here, which fits fine. This should be able to hold up to a 15, potentially a 16-inch laptop, but for those taller devices, this lip here might start to get in the way, particularly when the compartment is really packed out. I always like having a separate access point for my laptop so that I could get it out quickly. Here it can be a little bit tricky when the compartment is full, similar to what I've mentioned with bags like the CHZ22 from Evergood. So just something to keep in mind. You can kind of pull this sleeve forward so that you can reach in and grab your device, but it can get tricky, particularly with a larger laptop. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. No sort of fleece lining, but it does come up a decent amount. There's maybe a slight bit of elasticity, so if you happen to have a thicker device or you want to use a case, you should still be able to slide it in there. Might be, again, tricky to get it in and out if the main compartment is full, but with the amount of padding that's offered here and the fact that this is pulled up off the bottom, it still feels like my device is going to be well protected while I'm running around throughout the day. And then at the top, one more additional pocket, which I almost forgot to mention because it's so well hidden. There's a little zipper here that's not immediately obvious, which opens up an area that will allow you to remove the frame sheet that's included with the bag if you wanted to remove it. But there's also an additional Velcro hidden compartment here, which is kind of a unique touch to Able Carry's bag. So this will be a perfect spot, again, for your ID, for some extra cash, maybe an air tag that's not going to be easy to find. So really nice kind of bonus feature included there. So just really like the layout and space offered in this main area. Able Carry keeps things pretty simple. I like some of the updates that they've made on the Plus version of the bag. And if you have the original daily backpack and it's in good shape, I don't know if I'd upgrade because that's such a versatile bag on its own. But if you're looking to check out one of Able Carry's bags, and if you're looking for just a weather resistant, comfortable, durable tech and EDC bag, then it's going to be a fantastic option to consider. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Able Carry Daily Plus backpack over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on the company's site for about $200, which is definitely a bit of an investment. The bag is very well built and it has a nice feature set, but there's going to be some other great bags in this price range that may be worth considering. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of is the Able Carry Max backpack, which is probably my favorite bag from the company. I really like the clamshell style layout that has. It's also going to be a little bit bigger than this, coming in at about 30 liters, so it's an excellent minimal travel bag. It's maybe slightly too big for EDC for some people, depending on your needs, but it's a versatile bag in general. It's got the same XPAC exterior as this bag, very comfortable harness system. I like that it comes with some additional organizational options, particularly a separate laptop area, so it makes it very easy to grab your device when needed. It's got a similar style water bottle pocket and some additional kind of quick access area. So it's a really well-rounded, durable bag. And if you like Able Carry's aesthetic and build quality and you just need something a little bit bigger, that's gonna be a great option to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of is the Air City Pack Pro, which is a really great tech and EDC backpack. Very comfortable harness system. Like this one, it has more of a modern aesthetic. That one comes with some additional organizational options. It has an external water bottle pocket, lots of little slots and places for your tech and EDC essentials, luggage pass-through. It's got a very well padded and suspended laptop compartment. And just, it's a really well-rounded bag overall. It also has a clamshell style opening, so it's gonna be a little bit easier to pack out and use for minimal travel if you need to. At 24 liters, it's just a little bit bigger than this, but just a very versatile size. So if you're looking for something comfortable, durable, and sleek that's gonna work well in an urban or professional setting, and that's gonna give you maybe a little bit more organization, that's gonna be a great option to check out. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Evergood CHZ22, which is a really great minimal everyday bag. At 22 liters, it's pretty close in size to this one here. Very comfortable and breathable harness system. I like that that one has two excellent external water bottle pockets. It's got a pretty simple organizational layout, much like this one. A well padded and suspended laptop sleeve. One of the biggest differences there, besides the water bottle pockets, is just the aesthetic. It's a little less techy and futuristic looking. Definitely something that's maybe gonna be a little more suited to go into the outdoors, or just more minimal if you want a more subdued style. Very durable and in a similar price range. So if you are looking for a bag of this size, again, with just that cleaner aesthetic, and that's gonna be a fantastic option to consider. With that being said, the Able Carry Daily Plus holds up really well against all those options. And if you're looking for a comfortable, minimal, everyday bag that's gonna offer plenty of weather resistance for your essentials, then this is gonna be a really great option to check out. And I'm curious to hear what you all think of the Daily Plus and how it compares to some of the other popular tech and EDC bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.